Spring is in the air. Sun's out. It's actually quite warm today. It's February, so it's time to get the bike back out. One good thing I have done is I kept the bike on charge. I'm hoping the battery hasn't deteriorated too much. So we've got this battery charger, trickle charger, running in and over into the battery down here. But this is all the stuff that's, the bike has become a clothesline almost, with dust and goodness knows what. So let's get it out and get it cleaned up a bit. All right, let's give you a go. Neutral. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, thought it was too good to be true. Try again. Oh man, I can't wait to get back out on this. Tried it first time, what a beauty. That's awesome. Of course, you need to get the battery plate back on. So I'm going to get that done now. And then we can fit the next bit. It's sod's law, isn't it? That was a bit of a calamity. I just dropped this bugger on the floor in the garage. And of course, with all the leaves and stuff that's blown in over winter time, it just took me ages to find that. Right, back to it. Let's get this cover fitted and then we can get the next cool bits on. So this cover is actually accesses the battery. You know, the ideal thing about this is you don't actually have to pull the battery out to charge it. You've got a couple of things. You've got the negative, which is available right on the outside here, so you can get the crocodile clips just onto that, and then over here that's a link up to the live, so really easy to be able to just get in where you need to without having to take it all apart, which is ideal because I've got a bunch of wiring in here for stuff like my extra heating connections and heaters for clothing. I've got the Gerber stuff. Oh, I've dismounted that. That's not great. So I think it's you in first at the bottom and then you up the top. And then I'm there. Try not to twist the thread. That would be a nightmare. There we go. Just finger tight. Sweet. Next is these. I do a lot of miles on this, right? So what my thought is, when I'm riding along and you've got your legs in this position, after a couple of 100 miles it gets a bit sore. So what I tend to do is stick my legs forward, and that's what these are for. The idea is I could put my feet up, so one there, and it's a proper comfortable position then, almost like riding a Harley or a cruiser, and then you sat back with your feet up forward. What I used to do is just take my feet and rest them on the crash bar at the front and up here, but doing so, you inevitably, like that, it gets wet, you slip off, and it's, now I know you really shouldn't perhaps do this because you're not fully in control, are you? Because you haven't got access to the gears. However, and the rear brake, but you still got the front brake and you still got the clutch. So in my mind, it's pretty damn close. That's what I'm going to be doing today, fitting up the second foot peg and going out for a bit of a trial and seeing how well they ride. It's a bit exciting. What I've found with these, I tried fitting them before and I tried putting tape onto the frame. The difficulty was that it doesn't grip very well over the tape. So I've changed my plan with it, and now what I do is just mount it on direct, straight on with the metal on metal. Gets a better grip on the alley and holds it in place where I need it. The other thing I had to do with this, and I'll probably have to do the same again, these bolts are just a bit too long, so I have to cut them down to get the right amount of grip and not protrude through. I have to do a bit of a modification, cut it down, and that way I can get it to fit properly. But for now, we'll just offer it up, get it in the right sort of position, general layout right, and then we can go with that. Oh yeah, the other thing, these do come with differing clips depending on your tube size. You've got a wide tube or a narrow. Mine's a narrow fitting here. I don't know what this is actually is. I'll have to measure it for you and let you know. But so my aim is to have it out the side there so I can flip them up and down like that. So that way when it's out the way, sort of like that, and then down and out, because that way it doesn't actually protrude any more than the frame does here. That'll work. So let's get him set, get him in position, get this through and see how it looks. It's such a long time since I put the last one on. I've forgotten how it goes. But this is it. So mock-up, I need that one on there, this to lock it onto the frame, and then we've got this which will sit on the end like that, and then we've got this that allows it to set the right angle. Sweet. The clamp is tight enough on the frame, it's locked in position, so that's I'm happy with that. It's a bit high, I've got to move it down a bit so it lines up with the one on the far side. But can you see this bolt here is sticking up just a bit too much? So this is the problem. I can't quite get the foot peg in far enough now. So this is why I have to cut the bolt down. So I have to take this back off. I'll use a spanner. That would be easy, wouldn't it? There we go. Take some of this off and then remount it. I'm going to go and cut that down and I'll be back with you in a minute. So a good way of preserving the thread, making sure it'll still go through where you need it to, is to put your nut in place over your bolt and then cut the thread with your nut in place. That way you can unscrew after you've cut it and reform this end bit of the thread. So what happens is when you cut it, you have a real risk of cross threading, because depending on how cleanly your cut is, you can bugger up the thread. So that's what I try and do, is keep the nut in position over the bolt, then cut it, and then it helps to keep your thread in a decent state. So I think I'm going to go, what's that? It's about a centimetre. Take that off. Go with that. Sorted. What I will do, I'm going to take a bit of a file to the top of that, just to try and neaten it up a bit. Well, let's try it at that. There we go. Job's a good one. That'll do. Let's get it on. Right, let's get him on. Let's get him on. Come on. So I want to have this coming through about there, I think. If it was a finger, that's it, on the other side. Stick him through that side. It's a bit fiddly. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's not try and hold everything in one go, Rich. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yeah! See, much more easier. Cool. Blimey, Gav. It's already started to get a bit tight. There we go. And then that one through there. So again, this is going to be a trial lineup again. Reason is, I've got to fit the peg in here. And the peg fitting is quite a tricky event as well, which I'll show you in a moment. That's perfect. So the bolt comes through almost to the end of the collar there, so there is no interference. The line up now is going to be like that, so you can see still straight the way through. And when I put the locking pins in place, that will allow free movement. So let's get the locking pin in now. I'm going to try not to swear. Last time I mashed my fingers so many times, I did say oh dear quite a lot. That's why it's gone and, oh no, so there we go. So that's the first position. First position, not quite lined up, but that's the sort of 3 that you need. It's really tricky now. Now I've got to try and fiddle around with pushing it with screwdrivers and trying not to stab myself to get it. I need a big screwdriver, get it in position. I think this kind of works. Yanking it about from the inside and aligning it that way, kind of, sorta. But it's got to be absolutely bob on to get that one through, because it's really quite a tight fit. Let's get this on. Quick then, quick shot. Back in place. And then adjust it to the right sort of angle that we want. That doesn't appear to have much lock, actually. Not as much lock as the other one did. I'm not happy with that. That's flop, not lock. I think. I'll have a look at those I don't know why they're not locking as much. I do. I think I'm putting them on the upside downs. Oh man, I'm going to have to get it apart again, aren't I? What a pain in the arse. I'll swap these clips over, so now they're bending into the pedal. And I tell you what, fitting this peg was so much easier. They did know what they were doing when they designed these. What they weren't expecting it to get into Richie's hands, eh? Right then, let's get this bad boy in place. And then let's adjust the angle of the foot peg. Easy enough to do. These ones just come undone, and then you can spin it round where you want. What I want to do is I want to have it so it comes up against, pretty much against the bar, like that. That's it. And then lock him off. Oh yeah. Oh, that's going to be perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Look at that. And the idea is, when in normal mode, and you can see that doesn't go past the outside line of the handlebars and the frame. And then when I'm doing long distance, I can flip them out. And I'm good to go. I like that. I'm liking that. Right, that is it for today. I'm glad I've got those fitted. That's flipping awesome. If you want to pick up a pair of those pegs yourself, all you need to do to win a pair is click on the subscribe button below, click and comment where on your bike you're going to fit those pegs, and then I will do a random selection and go and pick the winning comment and then get in touch with you, and then we'll get them shipped out to you. So as I say, they're about, I think they're about 120 quid in the UK. Don't know how much they are in the US, probably going to be about $150, somewhere around there. But let me know where you are in the world and I'll send them out to you. All right. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. My name's Rich and this is its adventure. Oh, can't wait till tomorrow, man. Yeah, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. This is where you needed 7 pairs of hands to be able to get it to hold together properly. I don't have 7 pairs of hands. I've just got me. Me and me alone. So, if you want to get a set of these for your bike, whatever kind of bike you've got, you know, they fit on the frames, and all they do is, with this here, it's mad adjustable settings. So you can fit it to almost any frame, round tube, even square I guess. You could probably take these out and get it on square, but put them in the position where you want the extra foot pegs to be, and then you can bolt them on. These are not cheap. To get these in the UK, it's about 120 quid. So if you want them, click on the subscribe button, stick a comment in, and I don't know, tell me where on your bike you'd fit these. Whoever gets the best one, I'll DM and I'll send them out in the post to you.